Nobody's watching Chiefs Packers. They're all watching the Eternal Baseball podcast. And at least Mr. Cameron Fletcher, welcome to the show. And Old Faithful, Rob Irizarry, dropping by. We thank Rob for filling in last week.
Superstation schedule.
Right? As the
705.
Yeah. As the Rob's Eternal Baseball record dropped to 1-1. So the undefeated, the Midas touch is ruined. But we had a good game last week, Yankees and Knights. And tonight we got a World Series rematch, Dodgers and Astros. And man, I've been fighting a troll online all weekend on an Angels board who just likes to make fun of strangers for no reason. So usually you don't feed the trolls, but I fed this guy a lot, like my whole boot down his mouth. And when I posted the Dodgers Astros game, some guy on, I think it was just on like a generic MLB fans board or something, just responded with the image of a garbage can. And I've been playing defense all weekend basically against the troll that won't quit. And so I just write back, what do you mean by that? Right? Because that's basically what the other guy's doing, just saying you guys suck out of nowhere. And so I see a trash can, I get defensive, and the guy was like, remember, like they banged trash cans. It was a thing, right? Trash cans. I'm like, oh, sorry about that.
Fair play, sir. Fair play.
Yeah, I'm a little shell shocked from emasculating this Angel fan who deserves every bit of it. But normally it's a bright sunny day in Eternal Baseball, and we're not going to let the trolls bring us down. Check it out. Welcome to the show. So I love when I have anything team appropriate for either team we're playing. I'll hang it on the the wall of fame back there. That's my BD ALS shirt because I don't have anything Dodgers or Astros. But I like that you chose to wear the black hat today, since we're going to be Houston, basically public enemy number one, persona non grata. And we will do our best to represent the Astros faithfully, take a big bite out of the Dodgers tonight. So we did have something kind of cool this week. We had our first cycle of the season on Wednesday, and it was Joe Mauer of all people. So if you had Joe Mauer on your bingo card for first cycle of the season, that would be something. And then the highest strikeout total of the year so far to Jerry Koosman of the Mets, who struck out 15 in it wasn't a shutout, but it was a complete game. I think that was Tuesday. And it's funny the way we pub our players of the day. You don't want, the game decides who the player of the day really, we pick it, but usually if a guy's a standout, he gets it. But we had two Mets in a row. And so Koosman had gone the day before, and then David Wright won it, I think the next day. And I'm like, you don't want to ring the bell too hard on the fan bases because we share it with the appropriate team fan bases. So when, or maybe it was Wright first. No, it was Koosman. I'm like, we just hit Koosman. We published that Wright was the player of the day, but we didn't share it with all the Mets groups because we don't want to hit it on back-to-back days and make them frustrated with content overload. So apologies to David Wright. Your agent can contact us at our 800 number, which is nowhere to be found. Here we go.
It's on the website. It's very well buried.
Where does an Angel fan get the gall to try and criticize anything? 6 straight years of losing baseball out there. But if they can sign that Ohtani kid, he can turn that thing all around. I generally think Angel fans are pretty friendly. I don't remember having trouble with them before, but
yeah,
it only takes one.
Stressful off season.
It only takes one. So anyway, we'll let me share the screen here, and we'll bring up the week that was.
We got to hit Lester's comment right before the game start.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I wouldn't have the gall to. I know that was a red headline, but not mine to share. All right, here. So we're looking at the week that was. And the funny thing, we brought this out. We do have an Eternal Baseball newsletter. It goes out on Fridays, totally free. You can sign up at eternalbaseball.com. And one of the things we looked at was how disappointing the National League West has been. For a while, it was a 4-team tie for first at like 3-11 or something like that, which is stunning and shocking. But we did have some teams from the West wake up this week. Your particularly good weeks, the Red Sox had a great week at 5-1. The Tigers are strong at 5-1, but man, our pal TD, the big Tiger fan, is still, and rightly so, upset about Ty Cobb. Cobb's hitting like 220.
Oof.
And he hasn't hit 300 yet. And this is season 4.
That's amazing.
And for a guy who's, best 3 years average out to like 399, I think, right? But the way the stats work, man, what we found over the 3+ seasons we've done live and the 10 we simmed before we went live is that everybody's numbers tend to sink about 20% from their MLB peak to their eternal baseball average. And that kind of makes sense. If it's the very best batters of all time in their prime against the very best pitchers of all time in their prime, something's got to give. And as it turns out, it kind of gives both ways. So maybe the best hitters of all time aren't quite what you remember, and the best pitchers of all time aren't quite what you remember, just given the competition. That's reasonable. And then one of the reasons we love the Action PC Baseball from DK Sports that we use is because numbers get randomized a little bit. Modified is better than randomized. So any player, any season can be up or down anywhere from 30% down or up. Just for some variance for the typical ebb and flow of a baseball season. But it's hard to believe that Ty Cobb could be having a massively down year 4 years in a row. So
yeah, maybe there's a negative modifier for racial epithets.
Right, exactly. Right.
That may have something to do with it. Like
couple
a compounding modifier.
Right. Couple more notes here. Congrats to Jim Leland getting into the Hall of Fame today. I'm sure he smoked a cigar. Or smoking when he found out.
He's got to wear that one hat when he when he actually gives his speech.
Yeah, absolutely. So good. Yeah, congrats to Jim Leland. And Kansas City Royals having a rough week behind Frank White, Willie Wilson, and Alex Gordon, but playing the hits out there. They also played the Yankees this week, and the Yanks are still pretty good. And then Dave McDonald, welcome to the show. So we actually play it live. We'll play it here in about 20 minutes or about 10 minutes. And because the game only shows the last pitch of every at-bat, we get through a 9-inning game in about 40, 45 minutes, depending on how much we jib-jab.
So, Manfred would be very jealous of how fast.
Right? Yeah, we don't need no pitch clock. we got it going on. Okay, so elsewhere this week, the Angels and Dodgers both had good weeks. And the Padres had a really good week, 5-1, breaking there. They started off 1-10, and now 5-1 this week. That's good. But the rough weeks, Arizona had another almost catastrophic week, 1-5, and we changed them up quite a bit. And we always try to keep an eye on all the teams, but they just weren't hitting at all. So wholesale changes. Orlando Hudson and Chad Tracy and a couple other guys coming up. Try to shake things up in Arizona a little bit. The White Sox had a tough week at 1-5. Kansas City had that 1-5 week. The Mariners, after a 6-0 week, had a 1-5 week. But the one is at the end of it. So the win streak, if one game counts.
One of these years, man.
Come on, Seattle. And the Nationals at 0-6. That was kind of a rough one. But like we said, the Nationals only draw players from 2005 and up. So, and it's funny when you look at their roster, the names aren't bad, but hardly any of them are there anymore, right? It's Harper and Soto and Scherzer and Anthony Rendon when he used to play baseball and all that good stuff. So, anyway, that's
make those Angels fans angry again, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's gonna be a cascade of negativity.
I'm not gonna turn on the Angels fans just because of the one bad apple, but class has been in session all weekend. I hope he's paying attention. So that'll do it for the weekly tracker. And here we go, bringing it up. So this gives you a good look at the actual scoreboard. That we post the daily scoreboard every day. It's the daily scoreboard, except for Fridays when there are no games. And at the bottom, you can see the standings, but they're real small. If you like this sort of graphical explanation with all the colors and the logos, that goes up on our website every day too at eternalbaseball.com. Now, other than the newsletter, which has its own unique content, everything goes up on our homepage. So we get some to Facebook, we get some to X/Twitter, but this is where you can come to see the actual standings. Look, Rob's got our back. That's more like Red Dunn. But yeah. So Philadelphia's strong out in the East. Atlanta's starting to find their stride. Pittsburgh's fantastic. And it's the first year the Pirates have really shown that kind of thunder. But Stargell and Parker and Clemente and the boys are just fine in the North. Out West, they're starting to right themselves a little bit. LA's in first right now. The Yankees just took over first place in the East, but look at this meat grinder out there. Yankees in first, 3 teams, 2 games back at 11-6. So the East is going to be rough, and you're going to see probably some wild cards come out of there. Look at this. I should have known to close. I thought I did close down my outlet. Oh, it's Facebook.
That's quite popular.
That's hassling. We love the Facebook.
Cameron had a little question about the National Senators, Rangers.
Yeah. Well, what we did, when we put together Eternal Baseball, we wanted to balance the divisions and have 32 teams. So we knew we were going to add 2 to the 30 current Major League franchises. And Montreal was pretty much a gimme because they got a raw deal. It was rotten the way Montreal lost their club. Imagine there's no work stoppage in 94. And if things go, chalk, Montreal beats the Yankees in the World Series. Yankees back in the series for the first time since 82, 79, a long time. So Yankee fans would have been all hyped up, and they would have got beat because that Montreal team was loaded. So a big World Series win with lots of people watching. Who knows what that does for baseball in Montreal? Instead, the World Series gets canceled, the season is over, and they start unloading players the next offseason. So there goes Grissom, and there goes Walker, and there goes Ken Hill, and there goes Delano DeShields, and they got bled dry, and it just wasn't fair on any level at all. So we knew we wanted the Expos. The other spot we had was we first tried the Washington Senators, and blending players from both the original Senators and the expansion Senators, because the original Senators became the Minnesota Twins. Then they got an expansion club that didn't draw well and didn't win, and they became the Texas Rangers. And the combined Senators clubs did not compete. They were not competitive in Eternal Baseball. They just didn't have the depth to compete. They still had some fantastic players. Walter Johnson, good example. But in the end, we decided we would keep those players eligible for the franchises they became. So Walter Johnson is a Twin. Toby Harrah, who actually ended up playing Hara, ended up playing in Texas quite a while. He started as a Senator. So off he goes. And Frank Howard, the Washington Monument, who only played like half a season in Texas, had his best years in Washington. He's on our Rangers squad. But the combined Rangers squad just wasn't very competitive. And that slot that we didn't give to them, we came up with the idea for the Birmingham Knights, the combined best players of all time from the Negro Leagues. And that's one of our favorite things, that the Birmingham Knights get to play other top flight major league talent every night, the opportunity that was denied them, with the segregated baseball. So that's how it worked out and why we don't have any Senators. And our hearts didn't quite go out to Senator fans like they did to Expo fans, because Montreal lost their only franchise and never got one back. Whereas if you're a Washington baseball fan, you have the Nationals and a World Series to keep you warm. So good question, Cameron. We appreciate it.
Rob won't stand for what you said earlier.
Yeah, they were pretty good, but that Expos team, good God, they were absolutely loaded. So Cameron further says, fill the Nationals with players from the Twins and Rangers when they were in Washington. We could do that, but it would be bending the rules kind of a little bit, because we have St. Louis Browns on the Baltimore Orioles. We have players from the Athletics wherever they played on the Oakland Athletics and maybe the Las Vegas Athletics if things keep progressing like this. So it really couldn't move a player off a franchise they never played for. And I've spent some time in DC. I have some friends in DC. Nationals fans don't really feel any pull for the Expos players that never played there, right? Even though they're in the franchise record book. There aren't a lot of Tim Raines jerseys walking around Washington, D.C., and there probably should be. But anyway, that's what we got there. But today, we're looking at Dodgers Astros. So and this is a small complaint, but the only complaint I have with this is whenever you fire up the schedule, it automatically goes to January 1st. And so every time you got to go, yeah, cool, but our season started in November. So you got to go, let's go to February. And then it loads those games. Well, yeah, let's go to March. It loads. Luckily, it peters out around May, and then we can really get moving into December and the holiday season. So here we are. So today was December 3rd. We're actually playing the first game off the December 4th schedule. And
that would have been an amazing series, though. Like Rob just said, that would have been
it absolutely would have. And the eyeballs on it, right?
Man, would have been so good.
But the fact that they didn't even get to come back and try to run it back again, right? Like, they got to see Toronto claim to be world champions for 2 years in a row, only winning that one series, which I thought was pretty slick. Okay, so here we are. These are the Monday game. Wait, I went too far. Monday the 4th. You got to be careful, man. And that's where I've got to be careful. Once in a while, I'll go to sim the day, and it comes up to January 1. I got to pay attention. Or I'm going to sim a January 1st game way ahead of time. So here we go. December 4th, Monday, and we are looking at Dodgers, Astros.
All right. Cue Lester's comment. There we go.
Where is it? Here we go. As Lester says, it's time for Dodgers baseball and Astros baseball. But so it's a good matchup. It's Clayton Kershaw. Not bad at all.
Oh, we're getting Eric. We can't get Gagne in there. Dang it.
No, it's who is it? It's Don Wilson. Ooh. And he would have been nicknamed the Dragon if Don the Dragon Wilson had come before him. But the kickboxing legend came along later. So we'll set the lineups here. The first thing I like to do is see how they do against lefties. And this little guy here is the difference between the stats that are entered, their 3-year combined peak stats, and how they're actually doing this year in Eternal Baseball. So I always start with how they're doing this year in Eternal Baseball, just to see who's rocking it. Look at Craig Biggio.
Gotta get him in.
That's probably like 2 games, but whatever. We'll
just gotta play it.
Yeah, we can play it. He can lead off. That's fine. So Biggio's on fire. Bregman and Bagwell are real strong. And let's plug a lefty between them. Bagwell might end up DHing. But let's plug in.
It's a good lineup.
Yeah, the lefties here aren't doing anything special this year. But let's see all time. Who are their lefty mashers? Oh, it's Berkman. I always liked Berkman. I thought he was underrated.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a guy that big who was a pretty good glove at first and in the outfield. All right, so Berkman's in. And he's a better first baseman than Bagwell. So Bagwell's probably going to DH here. All right. What do you like next, Roto?
Oh man, we can't get Dickie Thon in there. Dang it.
No, Dickie Thon's inactive.
Heartache.
He killed lefties though. I mean, you can call him up if you want.
How about Oso Blanco? Is he?
He's here. Yeah, he's
I
think he's the backup catcher.
Ooh.
But, well, his lefty numbers aren't bad, 893. The other trick, though, is, and you know this, but some people forget it, Biggio was a decent catcher when he came up. So he's ranked, I think, defensively above average at catcher, second base, and center field. So you can do a lot with Craig Biggio. Another guy that didn't, I mean, he got a lot of pub, but there aren't too many guys who, they say you want to be strong up the middle defensively. He was at three places. Like, unbelievable.
That's good.
So
yeah, as Cameron said, the killer bees. Yeah, we got it going.
Yeah, absolutely, right. Lots of them too, with Bagwell, Bregman, Berkman, Biggio,
Blanco.
I guess I can. B. Brian Blair, Jumping Jim Brunzell. We got all sorts of stuff to do. Bob Watson. All right, so it looks like if Biggio's, I don't know, if you play Biggio at second, you're not playing Altuve at all.
Oh, you got to get Altuve in there, I think.
So you want Biggio catching or center field?
Your call.
Let's see if we'll try him at catcher.
It's pretty passable.
Altuve doesn't have much power. We'll slide him down a bit. Jim Wynn has been awful, but maybe tonight's the night. And Wynn can play a good right field, which lets us play Springer in center. And then shortstop and left field. Well, we know shortstop. That's Correa. And then left field is... could be Jordan Alvarez or Hunter Pence.
Ooh, I think you go Alvarez.
Lefty and lefty?
I think so.
All right, I'm down with it.
There's something about Hunter Pence's like batting stance that always kind of annoyed me a little bit. I don't know. He seemed like a cool guy. He seemed like a real cool guy, but I don't know.
And now
you're tired of seeing it.
Now you're getting even. That's what it's all about. Okay,
it's all about the long grudges.
There was somebody, I forget who it was this week, who just hated on Brady Anderson. He was player of the day for the Orioles, right? And on an Oriole page, this guy just went Brady Anderson. Want to puke whenever I see Brady Anderson. And I'm like, dude. Wow. I know there was, people thought the 50 homer season came a little too out of nowhere. So on a different board, yeah. But on a Baltimore board, where's this Brady hate coming from? And so I was like, that's a lot of fury, man. What'd Brady ever do to you? And he's like, I was a Mike Boddicker guy. And they traded Boddicker to Boston for Anderson, and I never forgave him.
Wow. And I was going to think he seduced his sister or something.
Yeah, right? I'm like, totally reasonable then. Sure.
All right.
Yeah, okay. You go, dude. You do you.
I don't remember that. So Cameron was talking about the outfield sign. I don't remember those.
Oh, yeah. Fans held up like ironic signs about Pence. It was kind of like the Chuck Norris stuff, right?
Gotcha.
It was
those
like
are pretty good.
Hunter Pence never locks his keys.
Maybe I've been too rash. I've overstepped myself here.
Yeah. Hunter Pence is making baseball great again somewhere. But here we are with come on, Dodger baseball.
Hunter Pence did kind of strike you as a guy who might just show up randomly at a softball tournament or something, an over 45 softball tournament.
I was reading about Hack Wilson because he was one of our players of the day, right? And he went 5'6" and was anywhere between 160 and 230 in his career. And we make fun of him because he does look like he's got a little gin blossom going in our photo of him. The truth is, he was a massive alcoholic.
Yes.
But after he was done with the big leagues, like he went and played in pickup games and like beer leagues, obviously. But having a guy who hit 56 homers in the big leagues just show up and you'd be like, "Hey, what's up, boys?" We're like, "You're cleaning up, Hack."
He's playing like a bunch of 14-year-olds.
Right. At that point, he's like 5'6", 250, and they're like, he's like, "You think they'll notice me?" And I'm like, "No, you're probably good, man." All right, so looking at the replay stats on versus right-handers for the Dodgers. Talk about the one that got away, Corey Seager, killing it for them.
Oh, Cameron said that Hunter Pence is on Twitch.
Oh, is it?
Nice. Maybe he wants to come on.
Come on down, Hunter Pence. We invited a couple players, and they said they were busy. But keep it going. You know what? Like and subscribe, and we'll try our best to get you Hunter Pence.
There you go.
So we got a lot of lefties here. So if it's Seager, Snyder cleaning up, Muncy, that funky Muncy, And Pedro Guerrero, splitting them up. Guerrero is, wow, they rank him average at third base, which I think is very charitable, as I recall, but that might be where he ends up playing. Looks like Jackie.
He's got Pedro's got a little King Kelly in him, man.
Right. Zach Wheat is a fantastic player that not many people actually know about. Babe Herman's pretty good. Campanella, sure thing. Babe Herman is a terrible fielder, but we have a DH slot open. And now we just need a right fielder. Wow, Cody Bellinger. Or Reggie Smith.
Let's go Bellinger. Well, we're facing him, so maybe he's going to light us up. But
right? Hey, we're just
fun lineup, though.
We just won a good game. Yeah. All right, so here we go. I think I have the audio on. You'll let me know if I don't. And I think it's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Minute Maid 1 for tonight's game between Los Angeles and Houston. Clayton Kershaw takes the mound for Los Angeles. He's made 3 starts on the year and is 0-1 with an earned run average of 5.57. His first start against Houston. He'll be opposed by Don Wilson for Houston. He's made 4 starts on the year and is 0-3 with an earned run average of 3.07. His first start against Los Angeles at 78 degrees. Pitching for Houston, Don Wilson.
I was a little disappointed because when you first said Don Wilson, I thought, for some reason, I immediately thought of Don Sutton.
With
amazing locks. Amazing. We're going to see those tonight.
The Perma Jerry. Maybe we'll bring him out of the pen. He's on that Dodger team. So wait a minute.
All right, there you go.
It's a Dodger bullpen. Don Sutton.
Oh, no.
Maybe we'll see.
Is he there? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Right below Jeff Pfeffer and above Oral Hershiser. So could happen. All right, let's see here.
Oh man, we got a revolt in the comments here.
Oh no. Muncy over Hodges. Hodges is slow so far. Look, I'll show you. We're taking over Houston, but not LA. Oh, we got the big heads going. That's nice. Check it out. Dodgers roster. Oh, it won't let me check out their roster. Because I'm not controlling them anymore. Hold on.
Well, take his word for it.
Yeah. No, why wouldn't it let me do that? That's weird. All right. Anyway. Yeah, it's because Hodges is off to a slow start. We may see him off the bench. Can't wait. All right. So, Corey Seager, what you got? Oh, wait a minute. Sorry about that. Give LA to the computer. And ready. 9-game hit streak for Corey Seager.
Strike 3.
First baseman, number 13, Max Muncy.
Look how happy Max is to be in the lineup. Oh man, see, and now he's all over it. Yeah, hot hand. They play in Dodger Stadium a version of Brass Monkey with Max Muncy's name over it when he comes up. It's a good bit. And now you can't get out of your head if you know your Beastie Boys.
Guerrero.
Pedro Guerrero.
Pitching for Los Angeles, number 22, Clayton Kershaw. Leading off for Houston, catcher, Craig Biggio.
A couple things here. Love that Kershaw pick with him screaming from the mound. And Biggio's got a hell of a dip in this one, right?
That's a legit shot.
Holy smoke, yeah.
That's quite a lot of big league chew.
Right? Grape, probably.
Designated hitter, Jeff Bagwell.
Bagwell, like it's hyphenated.
Yeah, Cameron has another.
Oh, here we go.
That's good.
Oof. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But you can only
can't get that on my head now either.
You can only cook with the groceries you got, right? So, man, I forgot about TN. Whew. Oh, it is big league chew. Grape, I hope. Just yeah. All right, so here's Jeff Bagwell. Zach Wheat's all over that.
First baseman, number 17,
Zach Wheat.
Lance Berkman.
Fears no wall. Here, one of the best nicknames ever. Big Puma, Lance Berkman. Look at that.
Center fielder, Duke Snyder.
You know, Duke was like, what the hell is this hill doing in center field, right? Here, speaking of the Duke. Oh, yeah. We got problems. Lead off
Second baseman, number 42, Jackie Robinson.
He bunts. I guess I should have seen that coming.
Left fielder, Zach Wheat.
Look at Zach Wheat with the crooked hat. He was way ahead of his time, right? He's all gangsta.
Not a care in the world.
From 1912. He's like, sup. I kind of...
Catcher, Roy Campanella.
I like how Campanella's photo kind of captures the joy of the game that everyone said he always had. But I also like how Correa's photo kind of captures the a-hole streak that he apparently seems to have. That's what we're here. We're here to bring you real baseball in a computerized fashion.
The crowd got quiet.
Right? Waiting, holding their breath for Bregman.
Number 2, Alex Bregman.
Speaking of, Jackie's on
right fielder, number 24, Jim Wynn.
Another great nickname, the Toy Cannon. That's pretty awesome because he had a small guy, big arm. Not bad.
Great chops, too.
Right? Oh, you would know something about that.
Second baseman, number 27, Jose Altuve.
Is he the last one standing of the
Designated
17
hitter,
Astros?
Ooh, maybe, huh?
There aren't many left, but he's obviously one. Probably the most. Oh, Bregman. Bregman was there in 17.
Bregman. Was there a closer? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, wasn't they brought the guy in from Toronto, right? Who had gotten in trouble? Osuna.
You're right, but was Osuna the 17 closer?
I thought he was. They'll help us out in the comments section, no doubt. Here's Babe Herman. He got quite a bit of that, but Alvarez is on his unicycle.
Right fielder, number
anything
35,
hit to Alvarez
Cody
is going to be an adventure.
Bellinger.
So be ready for that. Here's Cody Bellinger, about to get paid.
Yes, by the Yankees, maybe? What's the word?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think the trick is they're trying to figure out if they can get Soto.
Yes,
and if they
can.
It's funny that they would rather trade a bunch of prospects for 1 year of Soto than commit to Bellinger long term.
So you don't think they would actually pay Soto?
I think Soto's a Scott Boras client, and they almost never extend early. So meanwhile, the Padres gave up so much to get him because they got 2.5 seasons of him, right? So they gave up this boatload of prospects, and the first half year was great. Last year didn't work out. Now they got to cut salary, and they're like, well, we should be able to get a bunch for him. And it's like, well, it's only 1 year of him instead of 2.5. That was why it cost so much to get him in the first place. So I wonder if that one's going to drag a while because of how much San Diego wants to get back. It feels like I won't say don't understand. Obviously they understand, but like they're unwilling to come to grips with how small the return is going to be based on what the output was. But
yeah, I wonder though. I mean, he would be such a marquee. I'm assuming the fan base would be pretty darn excited if they were able to like extend him for a while.
Some of it is when you have a team that just has had a long-term hole in their lineup, and left field has been nasty for the Yankees forever. Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay.
Cameron Fletcher helping us out. Well, Verlander is back. That's true. Good point. And it was Ken Giles.
That's right. Thank you.
With Osuna setting up, maybe? Yeah. Anyway, Corey Seager, World Series hero.
Okay, lost his job in the playoffs. Okay.
There you go.
It's nice to have some people helping us out here.
Right? We appreciate that.
My memory is shot.
Yeah. Big time. Yeah, I hear you. Here's a Square Secret safe. Not much of a stolen base threat. 2 down for Max Muncy. That funky Muncy. And that doesn't have the distance. Oh, there we go.
Center fielder.
Thanks,
number
Chris.
4. George Springer.
Like I said, we say this all the time on Facebook. We'll never know any team better than their diehard fans. So we do appreciate it. And yeah, that's a good point. Whoever your favorite team is in Eternal Baseball, if there's a guy playing who probably shouldn't, or a guy who's red hot who should be playing more, let us know. That's why we have team-specific message boards. And we'll make any change you want. We have a Diamondback fan helping us steer the Diamondbacks, Twins fan who's giving us daily reactions to that day's game. That's awesome.
Sweet.
TD's our diehard Tiger fan who's helping us with their lineup. So if you see something you want fixed or tweaked, let us know. We're trying. We do our best, but it's hard to watch 32 teams at the same time. So help us help you. Here's George Springer. Can Guerrero get there?
Oh, he's there.
Run, Pedro, run. No,
I will bet you $5. He's on.
Not even close. Now he's got him. Oh! I'm going to guess that wasn't the
number
arm.
1. Carlos.
All right, here's Carlos Correa.
What is Springer? I can't read that. Where are we at?
20%.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Campanella. Forgot. Okay.
Well, it's part Campanella and it's part lefty on the mound, right? Kershaw's keeping him close. We can have Correa take a pitch if you want to see if that gets any better.
Let's do it.
It's a ball. That's good. 17.
Oh, so Chris has a comment. Yeah, Jose Cruz.
Oh, here we go. Right. Yeah. Cruz is fantastic, and he's on the squad. The way we build the teams are, we take the 3 best consecutive seasons of every player's career, and then we average them. So it's basically isolating their statistical peak. And Cruz is on the roster, but Houston's pretty deep in the outfield. Between we're not playing Bob Watson or Cesar Cedeno or Eric Anthony for our good buddy Grab. Young Kenny Lofton.
Eric Anthony. He must have Seth. He must have the world's largest supply of Eric Anthony rookies. He's cornered the market.
How many Eric Anthony rookies do you have, Rab? All of them, I think. Look at that. Nothing rando baseball players. But yeah.
Some people try to corner the silver market.
Right?
Seth is all over Eric Anthony.
I got to look up the guy's name because I don't remember it. But there's some absolute nobody from the top set the year, whatever one had the Mantle rookie, right? Was it 56 or something?
No, it's earlier. 50.
51?
2? 50.
So whatever.
Yeah.
Mantle's rookie year. Some guy went out to collect all the cards of this one dude, Joe Slobotnik or whatever. And anywhere you can find one, he'd buy them for a nickel, for a dime, for a quarter. They're not worth anything. But because that's such a magic top set, people try to put together the full set. And they can't do it without coming to this guy. He's got thousands of that guy's card. And none of them,
in the 52?
Yeah. And none of them are worth anything in the wild. But he has all of them that he could find over like a 20-year period. So if you want to build that set, you got to pay $100 for that card. It's supply and demand, baby. He's got a monopoly.
Dude, that's fantastic. I appreciate that.
He doesn't sell very many, but boy, the return on investment on each one is through the roof. So good for you.
That's going to be, they're all going to be at some estate sale at some point when he passes, right? His kids are not going to have any idea.
Yeah. Holy smokes. All right, Carlos Correa, let's see what you got. That one's getting down. Or maybe not. Maybe it's going.
Oh, man. It's gone. It's gone.
Look at that.
Wow.
It's gone. Right after I badmouthed him. Look, and he's doing the Hogan as he rounds him. Awesome.
Left fielder.
Did you got that comment? The 52?
Alvarez.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
There we go.
Thank you.
51
Cameron.
was when he came up, they gave him number 6 as the next after DiMaggio, right? Because Ruth was 3, Gehrig was 4 based on batting order. And then when DiMaggio came up, they gave him 5 as the next in the series of great Yankees. Mantle came up, wore 6, did not hit, and got sent back down. And when spring training came around the next year, they had 7 waiting for him, as if to say, brand new start. Here you go, Rook. And I've always held out that one of the most ridiculously expensive pieces of any sport memorabilia would be a game-worn Mantle 6. Because there might only have been one of those, right? Or a home in a road, right?
Have you ever seen an auction on that? Right?
No, never seen anything about it. I should look that up. And there's probably some guy out there willing to trade 4,000 Joe Slobotnik cards for, or some guy in Arizona trying to trade 100 Eric Anthony rookies.
Right, there you go. Oh, he's got way more than 100, man.
Probably, right? All right, here's Jordan Alvarez.
Strike 3.
Oh, boy. They're already coming in on Biggio like he's bunting with 1 out, but we're not bunting with 1 out. Snyder looks like he's got it. Yeah.
Did he trip over? No.
Right? He's a good fielder, but he's never dealt with a center field like that before. Don't hit the flagpole.
That's right. They had the flagpole.
Strike 3.
Whoever designed that to go, we wanted to go uphill. So there's grass, warning track, then more grass.
I appreciate it. It's just so wonky, right? Like, it's like, why not?
But at an uphill slope, and then a second warning track before an in-play flagpole, and then the wall. Like,
I can't believe the Players Association was really cool with it.
I thought that visiting players would just get murdered out there, right? Who didn't get to play there that much.
Didn't they just trip though? They just tripped it was short of the the flagpole.
They'd be running. They'd sense warning. They'd feel warning track, and then the next step they would kick into the hill and just eat it. And I thought it would happen more often, but after the first couple of weeks, I think everybody was just like, "Yo, be careful out there." Nobody wanted to make Sports Center doing that. So
how many years did it last? Was it 2 or 3, or did it?
It was, I don't know, there's no hill anymore, and there's no flagpole, as Cameron lets us know. I don't know. I'm not sure the specifics.
Except in Eternal Baseball.
Right? I'm sure they'll let us know. Here's Pedro Guerrero. Putting it off the wall. Ooh. Jordan Alvarez got to it before George Springer. I'm not sure what that says.
The people you thought would be fielding poorly have come through.
Springer's already thinking about the millions waiting for him in Toronto. Snyder, but it looks like Altuve's on that. There we go. So 2, is that 2 down? 1 down. For Jackie Robinson, who bunted on us last time, but not this time. So he lashes one through the drawn-in corners. All right, Jackie.
So Cameron said it was 2015-16 A.
All right.
Put it on ice.
And rightly so. Here's Zach. Oh, Jackie's 80% to steal if we let that happen. But now he's 91, which begs the pitch out.
We just need Berkman with his bat to kneecap him there. Like,
right? We even pitched out, and Jackie did not care. That's awesome. Here's Zach Wheat. Oh, boy.
Oh, it's happening.
Right? As we cling to a 2-1 lead with 1 down, 2 runners on for Roy Campanella.
To do a quick swap for Sutton. Trade someone, get him over in the other clubhouse.
George Springer's all over that. Well rested, George Springer. So 2 down for Babe Herman. Yeah, that doesn't have the distance. I'm happy about that right now. Carlos Correa puts it away. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Astros lead 2-1. And here's Lance Berkman, the big Puma. Oh, Gil Hodges would have had that.
Easy.
Muncie boots it. Berkman's on with a 20% chance to steal.
Should we hit and run, man? What are you feeling it?
I'm down with that.
Let's do it.
Berkman wants to run. He's the big Puma.
Oh man.
Eyes out. All right.
I was under the assumption that Bregman was going to make some contact.
Yeah,
there,
you gotta protect him. You can't let him run through.
That was a big hook by Kershaw, apparently.
And now Bregman's on. He's ready to run.
Send him.
14. we'll let.
All right, let's see what Wynn can do here.
Yeah, we'll let the toy cannon wind it up. Not bad, but
trip.
Yeah, right. Ah, the dude. Jose Altuve. Sharp single to the left. Bregman takes third. They didn't even ask us. Altuve, 33% to steal. I'm almost more excited about Bregman being 16% to steal home.
What is Springer a decent bunter? I can't remember.
No, it says 2.
Oh, okay.
So
not so much then.
With 2 down, we don't really have.
Maybe we could, go for a base hit there, but
let's see what George Springer can do with the bat. Ooh, we got a lot of that.
Oh,
sounded good.
Crowd's excited,
right?
Oh, it's going. Oh,
wait,
you got it.
Off it goes.
Wow, big
1,
hit.
2, 3. Oh, it's good being the bad guy.
That's right. I forgot about Fat Elvis. Chris,
right?
That's fantastic.
I'm the bad boy. So
Fat Elvis, beautiful.
5 runs in, they got to be thinking about getting Kershaw out of here. We'll see. Hey, sits down. Correa. So with a 5-1 lead, Don the Dragon Wilson can put it over the plate a little bit. He's not afraid of no Dodger, apparently.
Pitch into contact. Oh.
Springer survives the wonderland that is center field.
All right, hang a curveball.
I'm surprised they're sticking with Kershaw. If he gets into trouble, we may have to get somebody up in the bullpen.
Who could you be implying?
Right. Oh, maybe he's writing it. Who knows? 2 down. Here's Hall of Famer Jeff Bagwell. Run, Jeff, run.
So Sutton and Bob Horner were on the same squad, right, in Atlanta for a bit? Is that?
Maybe.
Did they cross over? Because the hair gel in that locker room must have been incredible.
The amount of product going on. Bob Horner, by the way, Sun Devil. Just saying. Want to make sure we get that pub in when we can.
We got to get that. We got to get that guy on.
Horner?
Yes. We should try to do an interview. We got to do some interviews, man.
I'd like to do it, man, but
Bob Horner. That would be an amazing interview.
I think some of those guys, some of the vets who were excellent players who just don't have a lot going on right now, those are the guys to hit, right? Like, yeah, we can find those guys.
You guys can talk ASU,
right? Yeah, absolutely.
We can talk TBS baseball.
Right. Here's Duke Snyder sitting down. Jackie Robinson.
We can ask if the players had to watch Beastmaster 2
right
during the rain delays.
Coming up next, it's Kroll on the screen.
Kroll.
Foul ball for Jay. Oh, a sharp signal.
I'll remember the Clash of the Titans owl. That's like a very distinct memory in my childhood.
Remember
that owl is awesome. Like, how did they do that?
Pretty well read on Greek mythology. When that movie came out, I'm like, hot damn, they're making a movie about Greek mythology. All right, I don't remember no clockwork gold owl, but okay.
Amazing special effects.
Oh man, some of that old Harry
Hamlin, right?
No, Harry Hamlin was the actor, but it was like Harry Harhausen or something like that was the stop motion.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right. And they were all over that, man.
Was it Jason the Argonauts?
Yeah. We used to put that on in the video store because there's a scene where a guy like gets off the boat and they're like, look out, Biff. And he's like, what? And then he just gets mashed by a giant foot. And it's so bad. But at the time, it was like next level cutting edge. So good for him.
Looks like Cameron Head. Yeah, Robin Cameron.
Oh, yeah. absolutely. I'll take dinner and a movie. And a movie.
TV is stable. Amazing. It was one of those where you always watch too. It's like, okay, well, looks like I'm losing an hour. Here we go.
People don't get it now, right? Where everything's on demand. Whatever you want now, just push a button.
You're right.
I wonder if there's anything on. Okay. I guess it's Clash of the Titans again.
Harryhausen, Ray Harryhausen.
There we go.
Right.
That's Ray Harryhausen. Now we're talking. All right, Jackie Robinson's only at 57%, so it's a good time to pitch. Biggio's like, throw now before he changes his mind.
Ooh, double him up.
2 down.
Oh, there's 2 down. Sorry, I was still thinking about Clash of the Titans there.
Right. So Big Puma, aka Fat Elvis. That's right. is ready to go.
Ball 4.
All right.
Send him.
I'm just thinking.
God, we got to get Kershaw out of here so we can run a little bit.
Yeah, hang on. I hope people don't think I'm trying to stack the deck here. I'm not putting him in. I'm just warming up Don Sutton. He's a righty. You would bring in a righty to face the versus lefty lineup. Take him a little time to warm up. That's fine.
I know we had Herbeck's nephew, but maybe Carl Sutton was Don Sutton's nephew.
I guess it's possible, right? I remember that kid in our middle school was like, yeah, my uncle's in the big leagues. And we're like, whatever.
Everyone's like, yeah, all right, man.
What's your name anyway, Ben Herbeck.
Just like, okay.
H-R-B-E-K. And I'm like, all right, man. You might be legit.
It's plausible.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it got a lot more plausible. Right?
You're right.
All right, so hang on. I got to give control back to L.A. There we go. Okay. So, 1 man on for Alex Bregman sitting down.
Hey, Tino's in the house. Welcome.
Jimmy Wynn. Now we're talking. He's gonna be mad at me about Ty Cobb. I just know it. I think that's what the T stands for. Not Tino, more like Tyrus. But hey, the Tigers are hot. They've won 5 out of 6. They're doing well. Who's this? Oh, Knapp Rucker. He's in their starting rotation. They're not bringing Knapp Rucker in relief. They need him probably on Tuesday. So, but good name drop. I like it.
Yeah, welcome.
So Jose Altuve steps in and sits down. Roy Campanella, single left. Alvarez manages to pick it up though. That's all right.
Well, we know how is Campanella 37%.
He's a catcher, man. I guess the wheels aren't there.
No, I mean, I was impressed it was so high.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. So let's take our first look at the Astros bullpen. Wilson's got up to 38 pitches left in that arm, so not bad. But we've got Joe Sambito, Billy Wagner, and Todd Jones from the left side. From the right, we've got Dave Smith, Will Harris, Octavio Dotel, and Brad Lidge. Oh, all Astro fans just cursed me when I mentioned Brad Lidge. He did have some good years. Christian Javier is in their starting rotation, and only has 20 pitches in his arm. That's EPC is expected pitch count. So that's how many pitches they can throw without getting tired. Javier's in the rotation. He just pitched yesterday, I think. So he's only got 20 pitches in his arm. So the only guy who's kind of limited looks like Todd Jones must have thrown yesterday. But we got plenty if we want to mix it up.
Perfect.
Up 5-1 in the 7th. Do we want to, with 38 pitches left in the starter's arm, you want to get somebody ready now or give him a little leash?
I believe in Don Wilson.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, he was better as an Astro. And I can't look it up now. You can look it up now. Wasn't he in Houston longer? Or maybe he can't make Detroit's team because Detroit is pulling players from 100 years of Tigers baseball, and the Astros are only pulling from, 65 up? So, look at this. That was, other than like Joe Carter's World Series winning shot, that might be the most demoralizing playoff home run of all time. Because he just, oh my God, it almost tipped the train over in Houston. It was That was a bad one. All right. So anyway, 2 on, nobody out. Cody Bellinger. They just like, don't mess us up. A dribbler. Correa's on it.
Come on, Correa.
First.
Oh, it's tight. He's there.
Got it.
Oh, yes.
So here's Corey Seager, 1 down. Sutton's ready.
But are we?
Not for us.
Are we ready?
Seager sits. And you know what? Just for Rob, because he might actually have a point here. We're going to take over here for a second and get Gil Hodges in there.
So Cameron said Jones was 4 years in Houston, 8 in Detroit.
Ooh, okay, so more years in Detroit, but likely harder to make the Tigers roster. We can look into it later. But sometimes you'll see this where a team with 100 years of history, it's harder to make. So guys end up on their secondary squad. One of the ones we catch the most flack about, Omar Vizquel, right? Who nobody thinks of as a Seattle Mariner. But that's where he started. And I think Cleveland has 3 Hall of Fame shortstops. Plus, they still have Francisco Lindor, who isn't more Met than Guardian yet. So the idea that Vizquel would be in Eternal Baseball and not on Cleveland is a little hard to process. But 3 Hall of Famers and a potential Hall of Famer, all at short, makes that a tough spot to win a tough place to win a roster spot. So that's how some guys like Omar Vizquel end up in places you wouldn't expect. So Dave Winfield, much more Yankee than Padre, but there's so much depth in the Yankee outfield that he ends up on San Diego.
Matty Williams, right?
Matt Williams, who's in Arizona, even though he spent far more time and much better years in San Francisco, but it's a lot harder to make the Giants than the D-backs. And rather than sit inactive in San Francisco, he can start and hit cleanup in Arizona, and that's better league-wide. San Francisco's not any weaker for not having Matt Williams be their 4th option at third base, right? So it is a bit of a balancing act. But
just a couple other quick comments too.
Let's get to it. Who do we got here?
Pinch hitting for Los Angeles.
So we got that.
Hodges.
Oh, apparently they've spotted Albert Pujols' home run off Brad Lidge. 17 years total for Todd Jones. There you go. And then King Castro. Yeah, fair enough. But he's available. If you want to see the fireworks show, you just let us know. So here's Gil Hodges.
Gil Hodges in the house.
Pinch hitting for and I got to make sure I gave LA their control back. Here we go. All right. Oh, and there you go.
Gil Hodges.
Is Herman going? Throw home a 0% chance to get Babe Herman. So
it actually says 0%.
0%, yeah. So we're not going to do that. We'll keep Hodges at first. 5-3.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Right. Time to get that pen ready. A lot of lefties and righties coming up. So
all right. Your call, man. Nobody really screams at me here.
Well, Wagner's the closer. So we're not going to him yet, but we'll get Sambito warmed up for the lefties.
I assume Sambito's got an awesome photo, so maybe we should.
Yeah, it's a pretty good look, as I recall. And I'm not going to do Lidge, because if I do Lidge and it doesn't work, I'm going to hear about it. So we'll do Dave Smith.
There we go. All right.
So we got one ready each way. And that's one of the ways Eternal Baseball, a little different from Major League Baseball. You can sub relievers out, batter versus batter, as you like. That baseball rule, I think, is a good one, but it's to keep the game moving, right? And our game moves pretty damn fast. So with 2 out, runner on first, here's Pedro Guerrero. Walking. To bring up Snyder. And if we do a mound visit, Wilson's not tired, but they'll also say okay and strong and very strong. So
very strong.
When you say how you doing, Don, and he's like, well, I'm not tired. Yeah, that kind of So it is lefty time. Because 2 of the next 3 batters are lefty. So time for Joe Sambito.
Pitching.
Look at that.
Number 35, Joe.
Yeah, there we go.
Look at that feathered hair.
Perfect. Tino and Rob have a couple. Yeah, that's a cool story.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Todd Jones. He wrote a column, I think, for a sports website for a long time. Seemed like a totally cool guy. So I'll give you that. Let's see. Rob lets us know. Oh, there you go. And Voyager 1 came back in that terrible Star Trek movie, which I'll never forget, even though I wish I could. Todd Jones. Hey, that's awesome. So Todd Jones, a pen pal of our own TD. And
you froze for 1 sec there, Mark. Sorry, I missed that. In case I probably weren't talking to me, but
so,
I lost feed.
TD was in contact with Todd Jones after he broke the Tigers save record, which is pretty cool.
Sorry, my internet froze there for a second.
And then he also said, "Fireworks night in Wisconsin." Hey, that's awesome. All right, and kudos for the Wisconsin guy who's not watching the Packer game right now. Big thumbs up. So with 2 on and 2 out, here's Joe Sambito to face Duke Snyder.
Man, that hat cannot contain the hair there.
Right? I love it. George Springer making a great play. And they still have Kershaw in. Wow. You know what? No, they don't.
Where are you going? Are you going Sutton? What are you thinking?
I think we have to go Sutton.
We're going to get some flack, but...
What's the point of running the game if you can't make a Don Sutton sub when you want to? He's ready. Look at
Oh, there it is.
Don.
Look at it. He's only like 58 in that photo.
So good. He's got that weird permanent smell, right? From the beauty salon. Oh. All right. I will give you control back, LA. So if you don't want him, just warm up somebody else.
That'd be awesome if his locker had like one of those little hair salon helmets.
He's got his big can of activator. He's ready to go.
Oh, he's a Lions fan. We insulted him. Sorry, man.
That makes sense.
Son.
What about Pantene? All right. So, yeah, what do you know? Springer's on. Here's Carlos Correa.
Sutton probably went gray when he was like 26.
Right? Look at this. Gets a double play, though, out of Pedro Guerrero. That's not bad. Jordan Alvarez, all I'm saying is you really got to do some work at the plate, right? Because we've seen the Benihana act in left field. That's not cutting it, Jordan. I'm sorry. You're no Ricky Jordan.
Dude, the head-to-head hairdos right now are fantastic.
This is pretty slick, right?
That's how you should advertise this game, man. Just side by side.
Oh, it's a good look. Here's Jackie with a lazy pop.
I hope Korea can get there because Alvarez is not.
Right?
There you go.
All of a sudden, Willie Mays runs in from San Francisco to make a catch. Here's Zach Wheat.
Well, kind of you to say, Tino.
Hey, look. It hit Jordan Alvarez in the chest and fell into his glove. Oh, look at this. Munchkin has a good point that Sutton was born 58.
What was that Benjamin Button movie?
Yeah. Sutton used to hang out on the slides with Steve Martin, and they would lament their early greatness. All right, so we're in Campanella with 2 down. We got a lot of that.
We'll get the Sutton Horner side-by-side interview on just hair products.
It's a good idea. And
that's a million views easy on YouTube.
And that's a promise. Yeah,
there you go, Rob.
Right.
We should probably have our own, we should probably have our own King Kelly explanation page on our website.
As I recall, Kelly had a pretty impressive mustache, but he's probably still wearing the schnoz as he's walking around going, Cokes, peanuts, Coke. All right, so 2 down, 5-3. Runner on second, Babe Herman. Oh, we got 3 lefties in a row, so yeah, this is Sambito time. I think we're okay.
There's a lot of groaning, though. Okay.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, so if we get a couple outs here. Oh wait, we're batting.
Cameron says someone got carted off the Chiefs game. That's no good.
Never want to see that. Well, get the closer ready, right? So it's Wagner. No, they got no problem with Billy Wagner. So we'll make sure to get him ready here once we get a guy out. So Don Sutton going for inning number 2. Biggio got a lot of that. Oh, it's off the wall and down the hill. How'd you like to go back, miss one, have it hit the wall, and then pick up speed going down the hill away from you?
I think I think the embarrassing part would just be picking the sod out of your mouth, right? Because you
right.
Didn't brace yourself in time.
Hey man, you got something on your face. It's a flagpole. So Bagwell walks to get to Berkman. Interesting.
All right.
Wild pitch or a pass ball, and the runners move up. Wild pitch. So there's Berkman 0 for 2.
They Ducks don't want are on the either. Pond. Oh man, this is gonna be our big inning.
No pressure, Bregman.
Strike 3.
Okay. We're up 5-3, 1 out, bases loaded. Biggio is 40% to steal home.
Oh, bro, you can't tempt me with this, man.
You just direct these hands, Roto. You tell me what you want to happen here, and I'll make it so.
I mean, maybe we could squeeze, but I don't know if you could do a straight steal.
Wins a bad bunter, so that's probably off the table.
Okay, all right. Let him swing.
All right.
Maybe at a 4-run game.
Right. Oh, look at that. You win.
Donnie, what's going on?
Yeah, look at that. We poisoned the well. Here's Altuve.
Many such cases.
Right. A dribbler to second to first.
Oh, all right.
2 down. Oh, 3 down. Sorry. Oh, man. And I got so hung up in it, I forgot to get the closer ready. Of course, we scored a couple, but just in case. Billy Wagner, if you please. We do have Doug Smith, but Sambito's got a couple pitches left, and he's lefty. So I think Sambito stays in for Bellinger. Oh, wait. Yeah, Bellinger's lefty.
Yeah, Cameron said Donnie's not getting enough KY on the.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so yeah, Sambito doesn't have many pitches left, and if we visit the bullpen,
all right.
Well, they say he's strong, but whatever. Wagner's ready. And Billy Wagner was 5'5" maybe, and threw 100. So you can't expect us not to play with that toy.
Billy Wagner.
While we're in this sandbox.
Was Wagner the one that taught himself to pitch left-handed? Like he originally was right-handed in his little league days?
I'll have to look that up, man. He threw so hard for a little guy, right? He was incredible. And now he gets Corey Seager. No big deal. The Puma is all over it.
Oh.
2 down.
Every day.
Right?
Oh, Gil Hodges.
Yeah. Hello, Gil. Sitting him down. Just like that.
The final score from Minute Maid Park. Houston 6, Los Angeles 3. Don Wilson is the winner. He is now 1-3. Clayton Kershaw gets the loss. He is now 0-2 on the season. Carlos Correa hit home run number 2 on the season. George Springer hit number 2. Time of the game, 2 hours, 47 minutes.
Man, that's right. Did shot off the head, Kelly Stinnett was the batter. I don't remember that.
Let's see here.
That was Wagner?
Yeah, it was. Wagner took that comebacker.
Oh, okay.
Lit him up. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. TD's 100% on with that. I forgot about Wagner getting lit up. And he ended up a Philly and I think maybe a Met at the end. You can use that in tomorrow's immaculate grid on baseball. If you haven't checked that out, baseballreference.com has an immaculate grid every morning where you try to match up guys who played for 2 different teams or an Indian who had, 50 or plus career WAR, and it's like crossword. Oh no, it's like tic-tac-toe almost with trivia. It's great.
Nice.
And boy, has Eternal Baseball made me better at it. So, and it's cool when you put up, like, if they go, played for the Reds and the Orioles. And if you put up Frank Robinson, it tells you, yeah, you're right, but 80% of the respondents say Frank Robinson. So if you can find something cool like Eric Davis, who no one remembers played, I think, in Baltimore, then it's like 1% or 0.4%. And you're like, that.
Gives you a little ego boost. I love it.
Yeah. But if you get even one wrong, then you're done. You can't finish the puzzle. And so
gotta go to a different browser.
Yeah, you can go obscure, but you better be sure, right? It's a ton of fun. And we use, like everybody else, we use Baseball Reference for all our stats, like an invaluable website.
Absolutely.
For what we do. So anyway, congrats to the Astros on their 6-3 win. If you look down here in the box score, the plus or minus, if it's a bad day, tells you what kind of stuff the pitcher had that day. Kershaw had good stuff, but it didn't matter because we kind of put it to him. Don the Dragon had good stuff as well. I love that we got Sambito in there, if only for hair. And Billy Wagner shutting it down. So that's a good day of Eternal Baseball.
Great day.
So let's see. We got a couple more. We appreciate
Oh man, that must have hit him so square if it went to the backstop. Oof.
Yeah. Still talking about Billy Wagner taking that shot. So we do appreciate the comment section. It's always more fun when people play along.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone.
We've got another week of Eternal Baseball. We'll play the rest of the Monday schedule tonight, and you'll see it tomorrow. Again, if you like what we're doing here, you can find us at eternalbaseball.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter or X if you prefer. And like we said, we always say we'll never know any team better than their diehard fans. So if you see something you want tweaked, somebody you want called up or rotation altered, let us know. We're happy to give it a shot. We want every team to be as competitive as possible. And it's still early. Nobody's out of it yet. So give us a hand to give your team a hand. What else is there? If you like and subscribe, that helps us out. If you like our Facebook page, that helps us out. You can sign up for the Eternal Baseball newsletter on our homepage. That comes out every Friday. It's totally free, right to your inbox. Exclusive content, stats, insight, all sorts of good stuff from behind the curtain, and the reveal every Friday of what our game of the week is going to be. So, and again, if you like this, hope we'll see you next week. It's always good when we get the band back together.
Yeah, ton of fun.
And we'll have another matchup next week. We try to get every team on at least once. So we'll have different squads next week. And we hope you'll join us next week on another edition of the Eternal Baseball Podcast.